Well, one thing for sure is at 26-0 with 9 KOs, he's no danger to stop him. And I'm talking about Timothy Bradley, 31-1 with 12 KOs. I'm T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live. Rumor mill is that Timothy Bradley is going to be fighting Jessie Vargas, not K9 Bundrage. But if he does move to 154 pounds, it will be at the end of this year or very early 2016. I'm T-Street Controversy with RealCombatMedia.com, and I cover every single major fight live. So I wasn't expecting that, but at the same time, if you really think about it, it does make sense. He had to draw against Diego Chaves. He lost to Manny Pacquiao. Before that, the Marquez. Before that, Ruslan Bravonikov, and then controversy with Manny Pacquiao in the first fight. Now, fighting Jessie Vargas, what will that do for Timothy Bradley? Put it this way. We can see if Timothy Bradley can go to being that guy that he was when he fought Marquez, to being that guy that showed tremendous heart when he fought Ruslan Bravonikov and Manny Pacquiao. The Timothy Bradley we've seen as of late has been somewhat confused, and the crazy thing is, I'm a Timothy Bradley fan. I know sometimes it don't seem like it, especially when I'm, in like full promotion of fights, as far as Mayweather and, as far as Pacquiao versus Bradley too. But overall, I will buy a Timothy Bradley fight. I watch all Timothy Bradley fights. I provide Timothy Bradley the same coverage I provide, with all fighters. And for crying out loud, me and the guy has the goddamn same birthday on the way. We're both 31 years old. My birthday is on August 29th, 1983. It's crazy. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. And also, he got a big black bald head like me. Pause. So I look at it like this. Timothy Bradley has been confused. And the thing is, all fans, what I'm noticing is saying the same thing. It's like, yo, why does he keep trying to display this power? Go out there, and box. Like, he put on a master as they call over in the UK, master class against Juan Manuel Marquez. To whereas in with Pacquiao, he's trying to knock him out, and it's like, yo, you got to use that movement. And I understand it's too much. You can't really fight all that. I understand, but at the same time, I really feel that he needs to go back to the basics instead of stop trying to prove something like he did against Pacquiao and like he did against Diego Chaves. Now, going in against Pacquiao, remember, he was the favorite, if I'm correct. So it's like, how did you go from that to getting a draw against a guy like Diego Chaves? And don't get it twisted, Diego Chaves is really good. Even though, you may say he's dirty, and yes, he got stopped by Keith Thurman, but remember, he's a quality fighter. I would like to see Timothy Bradley fight him again. I'm not the type of guy that feels that that if you have a draw against somebody, you should leave it out there. If you lost to somebody, you should leave it out there. But at this point in time right now in boxing, a lot of boxers are getting to that, to whereas they'll lose to a fighter and they're like, all right, well, I don't want my career to be completely over and be trashed on social media. So I'm not going to fight that person again. So I don't like that, but at the same time, the good thing is the fact that he's under top rank. There'll likely be a Bradley versus Chaves too. But now you want to get him a win, and you want to get him a good, solid, quality win where he can win on the cards against a Jessie Vargas. Now, Jessie Vargas, if you don't know, trained by Roy Jones, last opponent against Antonio DeMarco. Antonio DeMarco, because that was Edwin Valero's last fight. And if you don't know who Edwin Valero is, then you just, hear that big-ass gash on his head. Also, Antonio DeMarco fought Adrian Broner. And if I'm correct, that was Adrian Broner's last fight at 135 pounds. If I'm correct, or was it Gavin Rees? I believe he won the belt from Antonio DeMarco, so that wasn't his last fight at 135, so scratch that. But if the fight is going to happen, it's looking like it's going to be in New York, Barclays Center or Madison Square Garden. I'm thinking Madison Square Garden on June the 13th. So on June the 6th, you're going to have Cotto versus I forgot his name already. Cotto versus Daniel Gill. And then on June the 13th, Bradley versus Vargas. And then June the 20th, Keith Thurman versus whoever. Also, you got to understand that, yes, we were hearing K9 and Bundrage. Also, Bob Arum came out and said, you know, the deal, the offer was on the table. They were just waiting for dates from HBO. But, you know, when it comes to boxing, you know, a fight can be on one day and then within, you know, a few hours or so, it can be off, or they can be ready to sign a contract and then they'll, you know, back off or whatever the case may be. You know, maybe HBO didn't want to pick up, you know, Cotto versus, I mean, not Cotto versus, meaning Bradley versus Bundrage. We don't know, you know, but we'll find out if it becomes official. So, you know, the source I'm getting it from is saying, you know, of course, you know, got it from a reliable, more than reliable source, that fight could be announced or is going to be announced soon. We just got to wait and see. I am T-Street Controversy with RealCombatMedia.com, and I cover every single major fight live. And now what we're doing is we're covering fights live at the fights. T-Street Controversy on Twitter, T-Street Controversy on Instagram, T-Street Controversy on, I said Twitter already, Facebook, T-Street Controversy on Shots, even though I ain't used Shots since the Mayweather announcement, still I'm on there. Please subscribe.